suitcase? Do you want a hard side or a soft side? What would you have? Hard side, soft side? You with the mask on, right? You, right here. Unless there was somebody sitting on your lap. Okay.
No. I don't know.
Okay. So I'm going to give you a little clue. A suitcase has 6 sides. All right? The 4 rails, the front and the back. On that, you've got 5 of 6 sides. You've got 6 of 6 sides that are hard. On this, which is a soft side suitcase, you have 6 sides also. Only one side is soft. All right? So what it boils down to is A, which you prefer, and B, there's 2 ways to pack. Single cavity, which is a suitcase like this. It will open like that. Double cavity, which is a suitcase like this. And butterflies. So here you have 2 cavities. Here you have 1 cavity. Just a heads up. In a hotel room, what's easiest to use?
I think that's single.
Okay. Has anybody ever tried to put one of these on one of those? Okay. All right. That's where the term flipping off came from. All right. You thought it was something else, didn't you? Right? All right. But basically speaking, that's the size of the ones in the hotel room. And people say, well, what about the ones that have the back on them? That's even worse, because then you've got this lifted up like that. Okay? Now, which means in a hotel room, you want to put this on the dresser, not on the bed. There's all sorts of schmutz on the bed, right? This also, if any of you have house guests, and before you leave on a trip, that device there saves bedspreads. You don't know how many people will say, I have guests come over all the time and they put their suitcase on the bed because there's nowhere else to open it up and empty it. And when they leave, I have to have the bedspread cleaned, dry cleaned. Okay? With this, that eliminates that at home. This is one of the tools that I tell people. I'm telling you, every house should have one, no matter what. But so you've got double cavity, you've got single cavity. What I'm going to show you in the way of packing is the same for both, except you do it here twice and you do it here once. Okay? And so I'm going to demonstrate with this right here. Tube cube, underwear, socks, all right? I put that down here at the very bottom of this suitcase. And interesting thing that most people don't realize is they go ahead and they say, well, I always put shoes at the bottom of the case because it's the heaviest thing in there, right? Okay. What's the hardest thing for TSA X-rays to get through? Shoes. Which means if they have to make sure that there's nothing, if there's a steel shank or something in your shoe, or it's a very solid sole or heel, they want to make sure, okay, that there's nothing hidden in there. So they're going to make sure it's a regular shoe. So if it's at the bottom of your suitcase, guess what? They have to unpack the whole darn thing, take all the clothes out, and do you think they're going to fold them when they put them back in? No. All right? So this right here is a tube cube, and I put it down here at 45 degrees. This area here usually is some kind of protrusion for wheels or something, or hardware. I put this at 45 degrees. Does everybody see that? Then I go ahead and I start taking my other containers and putting them at 45 degrees. Where's the one? Put them on top at 45 degrees. Last thing I put in, shoes. Got shoes in a shoe bag right here. They go on top of everything. And if you have something at 45 degrees here, you've got a wedge right up here. That is where you're going to put your shoes. Because if Mr. TSA wants to see the shoes, I don't want him to dig through my suitcase. So everything's at 45 degrees. Now, When you open it up, all right, in the hotel, you can get to every container without unpacking the case. Because half the time, people at the second stop on any trip dump the suitcase on before they leave for the third stop. They dump the suitcase on the bed, refold, and repack. Okay? When you go on a trip, I'm looking at these guys. This is a vacation. It's not a job. Why should you have to work after every second stop? Don't do that to yourself. If stuff's in here like this, you can get to everything. But if it's not like this, you're going to mess things up every time you go for something else in the suitcase. So you're going to take it out after the second stop and repack. If I want socks and underwear, I always know it's in this wedge right here. All right, that's the home for it. No matter what the container is, I can pull the container out, take what I need, put it back, and voila. TSA goes into your suitcase. They unzip it. Guess what? It's a file cabinet. They don't have to dig. They can take the file they need because they'll see the image of the container. And if that's got something in it, they'll know which container they're going through. They're not going to have to go ahead, all right, and unpack the whole case. You do the exact same thing as you do here on this, but you do it on both sides. 45 degrees, 45 degrees. It's really simple, it's easy, and once you do it once, you would be amazed at how easy it is to pack and travel and not repack the whole trip. Yes?
Is that suitcase the size that...
This is the international carry-on.
That's the international, so even like the smaller ones can be, you can take that on place.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the international carry-on size right here, okay? And I will tell you, well, like this particular one, I don't know if anybody's familiar with this feature that this company has. So I could pack it up to here. I zip it. So I've got this much volume in it. Now, one of the problems a lot of people don't realize is, have you been to the airport and somebody has a carry-on that's expanded? And then the airline says, I'm sorry, you can't carry that on. It's over the size. Well, it's a carry-on case. Yeah, but when it's expanded, it's no longer carry-on. With this one, the cool thing is, now it's carry-on. It ratchets down and packs everything in tight.
That happened to 3 people on a flight that I took back last Friday.
Uh-huh.
They were mixed.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. So, yeah, exactly. So bottom line, that's easy to do. And again, this type of case here, again, the difference between this and that, 6 sides that are hard, 5 sides that are hard. Because all of them are going to have a hard back, because that's where the pull-up handle is, and it's going to have hard rails all the way around. The only difference is the front panel. And on this one, when you compress it, the front panel can take it.
How much does that weigh right now?
How much does this one weigh? I'd say this one's probably about 22, 23 pounds.
Now, weigh it with your little gizmo there.
Okay.
It's over here on the other side.
It's on your left.
Oh, okay, cool. So let me see if I can turn it on. Dustin, you're going to have to help me with this. Yeah. This is different. When I had my business, we didn't have stuff this advanced, okay? So now it's on. Okay. Oh, the other thing is this. When you weigh a suitcase, everybody, I'll put it up here. When you weigh a suitcase, what ends up happening is most people weigh it this way. Huge mistake. You know why? Because when it's on the floor, you're using your back to pick it up. When it's like this, you're using your arms. So you want to use your back so you don't hurt yourself. How much did I say?
22.
20 pounds even.
How much does that particular suitcase weigh? Empty.
This suitcase probably weighs maybe 7 pounds empty. All right. But I will tell you, all right, You check any suitcase in the world, nothing's going to wear like this one.
Oh, I love the hard ones.
Yeah. I've been in, I told you when I started this, I've been in this industry for 51 years. I have one suitcase. My wife has one suitcase. All right. And yeah, so there are a couple other things I kind of want to bring you up to speed on. All right. By the way, this hard side case, we've got them coming in. This is like the coolest thing in the world. All right. Dustin, will you help me with this? If a wheel gets broken off by the airlines with this company, check this out.
So it's got detachable wheels, and then they pop in. So if you lose a wheel, you can fix it. So it's very nice.
Yeah, easy. Okay, so yeah, so it's
Spare tire.
okay. The other thing is,
Does it come with 5 wheels?
that's pretty funny. Yeah, we're gonna have a rumple seat on the bed now. Yeah, but the cool thing about this is there's 2 types of hard side cases. One is polypropylene, the other is polycarbonate. Okay, you'll find that the polypropylene is a little less expensive than a polycarbonate. This is a polypropylene. The cool thing about this is it's not the ones, if you've seen hard side cases at airports where the corners are dimpled in, it won't happen with this. This type of plastic, that will never happen with at all.